This is my Millipede pattern. I actually started this pattern as just for a bit of fun and to learn a couple of techniques. Some of the guys really liked it and actually said they would fish with it, so I thought I would do a wee video. It's more to show you the technique and what you can actually do with the nymph skin, etc., and it's just a different way of putting legs on. The hook and the vise is a Daichi 1870. I've had really great difficulty getting this hook in the UK, so I now get them from Flymart over in Canada. They also supply me with my Unistretch as well. They've been a very good supplier, and the postage is really reasonable from Canada. So just get started. This is a size, you can do them from a size 6 to, the millipede is quite a big insect, so this is actually a size 6. I would do them in a size 6 to a size 10. And then we'll go on. You could again, you could also weight it as well if you wanted to put lead. Might be quite hard to cast. I'd really need to fish with it first. I don't like a lot of weight in my garden fly, and I think that's why it fishes so well. So to get tying, now this will eventually end up on its side to give it the best effect, so you've got to remember that when you're tying some of the things in. So I'll put my Nano silk onto the front because I want to tie a couple of feelers in. It's just the black pheasant tail. I got all my feathers now from Steve at Cookshill's. He's been a great help to me. Always get great advice. Doesn't try and sell you something just for the sake of it. You can make these as, you don't need to add these, you could also use goose biots or whatever. So just tie them, remembering the fly is going to be lying this way at the end. So just reposition that slightly. Just check the length, that's okay. Tie them in, we can get them right in place at the end. And I'll just take the waist off and finish that off. I looked online and the range of colours that the millipede comes in, it's black, orange, yellow, red, you name it. So obviously it would just be depending on what's local to yourself. Alright, so as most of the bodies I build it up because I'm going to colour it, so we use the white Unistretch. Again, keeping the eye kind of clear. I like to keep the eye as clear as possible because so that you can get a nice finish at the end. There's no point starting your thread there if you don't need to, because at the end of the day it's the finishing off that's the important thing, not the start of it. So what we'll do is we'll just build up. Again, if you'd put lead on this, it wouldn't take you as much to build the body. We don't really want that thick a body, to be fair, but it's more to add the colour on, so bring that round the bend with it. This has got a nice gape on it. This is a hook I use for my garden fly and it's been absolutely fantastic. I can't wait till the trout season starts again, because to be fair I just started using it at the end of the trout season last year. Got a good amount of trout on it, but didn't really get a season at it. So the millipede's quite in general I would say it's quite level. It doesn't like taper or whatever, it's quite a cylindrical body. You've got to remember you're going to add the nymph skin on top as well, so if you just keep this wound up while you're building the body up, you don't want it lying flat yet. To be fair, you don't really need it flat on this size of hook, because as I say, you're going to cover it up. It's just to give you that body shape profile. Right, I think that'll do us. Flip that off. Now, angle yours. Change the hook angle when you're tying things in to make it easier for yourself. So what we've got now is 12/0 nano silk. This is going to be your rib for the fly and also to tie the legs in. Couple of turns, scalpel in, take off your waist. Get your nymph skin. Now you'll need quite a long length for this fly, so tie it at 45 degrees. Just catch it by the point. 1, 2 firm wraps, then stretch it back. Oh, right. 1, 2, stretch it back. Oh goodness, what's going on here? It's catching on because I'm not used to tying on such a big hook. That's the problem. It's a big difference from a size 20. Right. Now the thread at the front is just to tie the nymph skin off. And you can use 12 or 18 nano silk at the front. Find you're better with the finer stuff, and then gives you a better finish at the head. Right, so now you could, again, that's your base down, so you could basically add in whatever colour you wanted. I thought for this, I saw a lovely one on the internet that was red, so I thought I'd just do that one. So you can get red uni-stretch, but unfortunately it's not quite as bright as this pen, and I like the colour of this. This is more a kind of, say, a light kind of blood red, Ferrari red. And because you're putting it on the white, it does make it a bit brighter. But this, the reason I use a uni-stretch is because the colour bleeds through it. And it's soft. So when the fish bites it, it's more liable to hang on to it. Just quickly colour this in. Doesn't need to be too, doesn't matter if you've missed wee bits, because it's the nymph skin's going on top of it. So that'll do it. See how that looks. Right, that's fine. Right, nymph skin. 45-degree angle. Facing up the way. Try and keep my big fingers out the road. First 3 turns, very tight. 1, 2, and then the third one you're on to your full width of the nymph skin. This is a 3mm translucent. And then loosen it off. Still some tension, but a lot looser than it is when you first start. And we'll just fold this up. So you will need quite a length because of the size of this hook. If you're tying quite a few, really note what length you actually need for your first one, so that you're not wasting the stuff. Because you don't want a massive tag at the end, because it's quite hard to tie it off. Like the garden fly size 10, 6-7 centimeters does me. So I just cut it into small strips so that I'm not wasting any. Get your nice segmentation. Half and half. All the way down. Doesn't look too red yet, but you'll see it when the UV at the end hits it. get your finger on top, it stops it springing away from you. There's nothing worse than getting to the end and it goes all the way back down at the start again. Right. And the last 2 turns, tighten it in, especially on the last one. As you see, I would normally like to have just maybe about an inch, half an inch left there at the end so that you can tie it off easier. So just bring it under, pull your nymph skin down, 1, 2, you can see by 3, you can see by using the thin nymph skin you don't get any build up at all there. So you can leave everything, I can leave that going, it's not going anywhere. So what we want to do now is just come in and finish this. 2, 3. See, that's the problem with having the big long bit of nymph skin there, it gets tangled up. Just keep tensioning everything if you ever get into any trouble like that, and just don't panic. I'm having to work around a camera here, so it's in a tripod, so right. To get the nymph skin off, put your scissors underneath, push the hook up, pull it down tight and snip off. That gives you a nice clean head. Right, so again that's almost like the garden fly there, but now we're going to add legs, but because this is going to lie this way, the legs are actually going to come down either side, so I'll show you how to tie these in. Now what we also do is, I never use coloured thread when I'm tying in the nymph skin here, because if I did, you would see, if I was using black thread that I'm going to use now, you would see the black underneath here, which I don't like. So if you use white, then you can just simply get a Sharpie and colour it up. So the colours that you can do this are, it's really up to you, it's really whatever you can get felt tip pens in. I got a lovely set of Sharpies over in America, so I've now got about 20 different colours, and I must admit they're more than enough for what I'm doing just now. Right, so just colour your thread up. So I've now got the threads now went from black to white. Now what that'll do is it'll, to tie the legs in, but it'll also, you'll see the big difference in the segmentation when you actually see the fly finished. Now what you want is ostrich herring. This is by Vineyards. That's it there. This is black. You can get it in all different colours. And you want to take 2 feathers off. Get nice kind of bushy ones. Now I don't know if any of you have seen some of the other videos that I've done. I did a caddis pattern, and the legs were tied underneath. These are going to be tied down the side, on either side. Now remembering that the hook is going to end up on its side like this, as a finished pattern, so you need to remember that when you're tying the legs in. So we want to get the fly in this position. So what I'll do is I'll just get the thread started. It's pretty much the same as I did for the caddis pattern. Sorry, the parasite shrimp, except you're going to tie it on the side here. So what you want to do is just think where it's going to be. Get your first one. It's always messy to start with until you get them in the right position, but you're wanting the weight of your bobbin to, and then move them round till you get them in the right position, and then get the other one. And if you leave your bobbin hanging like that, and then bring the feather up from behind underneath, let the bobbin take the weight of it. Hope you can see that in the video. And bring it up to where you want to, and then tighten it in. See how they're lying. I'll put the thread down to the next segment. It's a bit like when I was doing the shrimp pattern, it's hard to get them started, but once you've got them in line, it's pretty easy after that. It's just the first couple of turns are a nightmare, especially when you're doing it like this. I try to overcomplicate matters by putting them in the side, but it looks good when it's finished. Right, so if you can see the segment, sorry, I'm trying to see what it's looking like in the camera. So you're just bringing it down, bring your thread towards the front, bringing it back into the feather so that you're not catching any. Look for your segment on the nymph skin and do the same on the other side. And then once you've done that, you can let the weight of your bobbin go. Make sure that they're positioned correctly on the side. They should be running down the middle here so that the legs splay out to the side. I think that's us pretty much got them sorted now. So if you get them in the right position back there, it's pretty simple once. It's just trying not to catch too many on the way down now. So and just keeping them centered. Again, just wiggle it. Because the nano silk's so thin, you can wiggle it through the feather so that you're not trapping to any. And then every so often just check that the position is okay, which it is. Again, just wiggle them through. You maybe have experience doing this, but like it's just the same as like doing like zonker strips and things like that, just on a much finer basis. But all these kind of techniques help when you're doing different things. And you see that's making a nice line there down the side. I know it's a bit of a footer, but just always, it's easier to keep an eye on the one at the front than it is the one in the back. That's always the one that goes out of line. But we're getting there. As I say, once they're started, it's pretty easy. I'm rushing a wee bit here just because of the time on the video, but actually I was doing a video yesterday and didn't realise I hadn't scrubbed the last one and I got halfway through it and the time elapsed on my camera, which I didn't realise there was a limit. I'm hoping to get down and see I'm really lucky that the great Davy McPhail stays only half an hour from me, so I'm hoping to get down. He has offered, I'm hoping to get down and to see Davy's setup. It was Davy I learnt all my tying from. He's absolutely fantastic. Right, nearly there. You can see the effect that that's having. This is sometimes where you lose it a wee bit, is at the end. Try and keep them. Just see that one there's got, if you see that there, it's got a wee bit offline, but if you just keep slacken your thread off again and then just pull it round with your finger. Just get your nail in. I think I'll actually take that one off. Just a few, caught a few more feathers than I would like. Oh, I've also just noticed that we've run out of black thread. Back off. Schoolboy error there, I didn't realise. I just noticed that there, I can't see it for the light. I'd run out of black thread. Right, in with the Sharpie again. Again, if you make a mistake like that, don't panic, just, you can unwind it. There's no point persevering with a fly if you're not happy with it, because you won't fish with it, so. I'm the world's worst for that kind of stuff, but as I say, if you're, some people will be okay with that, but I just, if it's not right, I don't like it, and I just take it back off and do it again. That's the beauty of tying your own stuff. Nearly finished. As I say, just if they get out of line a wee bit, just pull them. The ostrich herring's fairly tough, so you can pull it. Don't go crazy with it, but you can certainly pull it back in line. And last turn. And I'll just get some black paint on that again. You just need to watch that, because you're colouring it. You don't want white thread showing through. Right, so right, that's us. Right, so just a couple of turns. Get these out the road. Just watch you don't cut your feelers off at the front, which I've done before. And this one on this side. Right, now what finish, get this out the road. I just stabbed myself with this. That was the reason I bought the C&F whip finish tool, because it's got really sharp, when you're doing small flies, it's got really sharp tips on it, but my god, I've stabbed myself a few times with it already. Right. Give me your scalpel. Right. That's pretty much finished. We've just got to snip off the trailers at the back. So I hope you can see that in the video back and forward. And now what we do is just get our Solarez, get a brush, and give it a down the centre. You see the colour, so I'll try and keep my fingers out the road. Just get a bit of good coat up the centre, and you can see there it even, see how it brings out the black thread, brings out the segmentation. Just try and, you will hit a few fibres, but if you just, by giving that a right good coat up the middle, that's tying everything in, so it's tying your thread and it makes it very secure. And just finish off your head. And get your Solarez torch. Only needs about 10 seconds. You can give it another coat. As I say, I'm really rushing here because of the video. I mean, it's taking quite a bit of time to tie this. But it is a lovely looking fly once it's finished. That'll do that. And just what we want to do, last thing, is just get your nail and pull them the opposite way to what you want them to curl. So that one that way. And that way. So, oh, did that on the wrong way. Oh, they're a bit long. And I'll just cut these to length. Just a bit long. Yeah. So that's your Millipede. As I say, you can do it in really whatever colour you want. Just try and get the